I guess I can show you guys a little bit of like, let's see, can I still have my old, let's see, Twitch links. Do I still have my old affix? Yeah, I do. Okay. So this was the planned affix I was making. It was Guardian. Now, granted, this is the most difficult affix setup to make in the game. It's very powerful. It's very strong. Let me make sure a couple things are correct here. Yes, we have this. Enable success rate 50%. Okay, so this was this had a 50% chance of going through. It was Guardian Soul, Ether Factor, Crack 5, Absolute Glare. To do that, I needed these 6 pieces of unit, or these 6 units pieces. I need a Guardian Soul, Ether Factor, Crack 4, a Crack 4, Glare Catalyst, and then it didn't matter what the other thing was. If you see junk anywhere in here, it doesn't matter what it is. It's just whatever. Glare Catalyst, Crack 4, Glare Catalyst, a Glare Catalyst, Photon Glare, Glare Catalyst, Soul Receptor, Factor Receptor. These two fairly easy. Just had to get these from there was a piece of content that got me these. So these were really easy to get. This wasn't too bad. A Glare Catalyst, you did have to make it, but it wasn't too bad, right? So I did have to make this, had to make this, had to make this, had to make this, had to make this. Now keep in mind this, I had to make this for each of my units. That's 3 units total. Now, here's the problem. You have to make these. And to make these, you're looking at this. So I've got Astral Soul Crack 3, Ether Factor Crack 3, Mana Reverie, Absolute Glare Crack 3, and then Factor Receptor. However, you don't find these as drops. You have to make these too. So to make these, we were here. So the problem with affixing was the planning was absolutely fucking ridiculous. You had to make everything and you had to preset everything you were doing. And the funny part is, this is simplistic. Realistically speaking, I had to do more than this. If you want to see actually what I had to do, I would have to do something like affix. Let's see. I didn't do this via upslotting. This was Glare Catalyst, right? So Glare Catalyst required, there's a 10% chance, I believe. I used Ange Glare. It would look something like this. With the Junk Catalyst as well. And then I also needed this drop, so that's fine. I also needed this. Hang on, did I already do this one? Yeah, that's why I did this one already. So this has already got a formula. That's why I didn't actually bother putting that on here. This was also success rate 40s, success rate 40, success rate 40s. Let's see. We had to make this. These technically you also had to make. So was this. Technically you made these as well. They were just very easy. So that would, oh, hang on. So yeah, it was that, and then you would do this. You also had to make these. That was a drop that you had to make. And keep in mind, technically, I'm not actually breaking down all of these because it's repeats, right? I could if I legitimately broke down all of these, this would be what I made. You know what? Let's do it just for shits and giggles. When I say that this system absolutely blew some players' minds, its genius is also its downfall, is the problem. From a complex gearing system, once you understood it and you got it to work for you, it was very good. It was really, really cool. However, I did add ability, right? Yes, I did. So none of this mattered. Absolute Glare, I think I had to make. did, which was glare catalysts and a photoner glare that had to be made. This had to be augmented with crack 2s. Factor receptor was a drop. And then we had more crack 2s. So we had a plan to make even more crack 2s by getting more crack 1s. And then we had to make this as well. So that was done. So that was the base of that. That was the base of that. That was done. This was fairly easy. We just had to add augments. So this accessory 40, of course. We put a 40 on this. We put a... hold on. Did this need a 40? Yeah, this needed a 40. We could put a 30 on that. That had to be broken down. That was nothing. Those were broken down. And then you had all of these, which had to be broken down individually. And that had to be broken down 4 times. You also had to make the photoner glare, which photoner glare required putting together all of the glares. You also had to make glare catalyst 4 times. So required all of these. And this. So all that was done. You would toss accessory 40s here. No 40, please. And realistically, you probably would RNG 30% there, but that was all necessary. Okay, that's the base of that. That's the base of that. Yep, we got that taken care of. Those are all broken down, right? Yep, that's all broken down. That's broken down. We had to... how do we make the glare catalyst crack 4? We did the glare catalyst with crack 3s, I believe. Yes, we did. Which was Exacord glare, Foldress glare, Deluge with crack 3, I believe. Ange glare, and then 2 more crack 3s. Which you would then, yep, that had an accessory 40 on it. It would then have this accessory 40 on it. And then you would have to make this, which was, you would do 2 crack 2s, 2 Veluge glares together, which wasn't too bad, realistically speaking. That's done. This still needs to be broken down because that was still this. Origin, Shiva, Varuna, Mitra. So that's fine. These were broken down. This still needs to be broken down. And then where are the crack 2s? These need to be broken down. And then you also made this. Now, you can see this super powerful. However, let me make sure did I get everything? Yes. Okay, that's the basis of that. Okay, those are drops. Those are drops. Okay, that's right. Oh, didn't break down these. So these also need to be broken down. And you would make this by hand along with this. You'd use a 30 here and a 30 here. That's not bad. You would definitely want, you'd probably RNG a 30 realistically, but I can pop a 40 on these. You would honestly RNG a 30 on that and be fine. Those are broken down. Those are broken down. All of these are broken down. Okay, so now, again, very nice, right? However, to make all of this, this is what you were doing. And realistically speaking, every single one of these boxes individually is a unit. This is one unit. It's one item. This is another item. This is another item. This is another item. These are 4 individual items. These are 4 individual items. These are things you had to farm for. 4 more items. 4 more items. Now, granted, some of these you could bypass certain systems, right? You could get someone to sell a glare catalyst. A glare catalyst sometimes, I think there was a system where some of them dropped in certain pieces of in certain missions. But if it didn't drop and you didn't have it, either buy it or you had to make it. And I want you to look at the success rate. Look at the success rate here. 70% chance, 70% chance, 70% chance, 70% chance. Now you can augment these with guidance of lives and things of that sort. Let me also remind you that this was during the highest boost week we ever had. This was a 20% boost week, meaning normally success rates are even lower. The goal and the chance of successfully making this was 19%. At max, 50. That was during the biggest boost week we ever had. Ever. Now, keep in mind, because of how difficult that system was, they put in place items that provided insurance that in case you failed the actual process, you would get your materials back. However, those items by the time you were ready to make these were, let's see what it was, about 3 mil? No, 1.3 mil per badge, and it was 10 badges, so about 10 mil a try. 10.3 mil a try. It was, yeah, roughly 10.3 mil a try for this. The only reason I made this on global is because I knew it was coming. I could prepare since the start of global to get things together to make this. And this isn't even using veteran resolve. There are other recipes that use different augments that had a different setup for more damage on certain types of classes. So this isn't even the most complicated this can be. And the reason I did this was because we knew about this a year before it came. If you were playing on JP at current times and this just dropped, you had to figure this shit out. And it was terrible. Terrible. It's got in the market for cheap AC items, the good old trade protections, the good old days. Yeah. I bought my my badges when they were 100K. And by the time this came out, they were 1.3 mil. Needless to say, I sold every single badge I had left over and made probably close to 400 to 500 mil. But yeah, this right here is why, as a base PSO2 player, I like NGS's augmentation system, because it doesn't punish you nearly as hard as this does. Not even close. Oh, we missed some. By the way, chat, this could be larger. We missed a few. We missed some. Sorry about that. It gets worse. There you go. We missed a couple. There you go. There you go. There's your basis. There's your basis. How's that feel, huh? Does it feel ridiculous? Because it is. And the funny part was that was 1 unit. He had to do it 3 times. 3 times. But yeah, I rest my case. I rest my case.